Oh! No! Oh. Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Kylie if you're new, and today, oh wow. As you probably saw by the thumbnail, I do have this ginormous stack of new movies, well, several stacks as you can see. And I need to get through all of them, but I decided that rather than making one giant long video, I would break it up into 3 videos and do 3 separate giveaways. There were several movies gifted to me that I already owned, and so those will be the ones that I'm giving away, but I will announce which ones I'm giving away at the end of the video. So I hope you're ready for collection videos for the next 3 days because that's what you're getting. Also, obviously this is a different setup. I am back home and with my parents, and I'm actually using some brand new studio lights that they got me for Christmas/graduation, which is nice. It provides more of a softer, more natural lighting, I think, than my ring light. I'm vibing with it. So this massive stack, right, I counted 123 movies in that stack, but like I mentioned, I'm gonna break it up, and so in today's video, here is the stack that I'm gonna cover. Oh, ta-da! So I'm gonna start with the Blu-rays in this stack, and then the movies that I have heard of before that I received, and all the rest are ones that I had never heard of. That's gonna be a common theme throughout these next couple videos because there are so many movies that I had not heard of before. I think most of them are just like low-budget ones that went straight to DVD. So I'm gonna have quite a time this winter break discovering some new gems, hopefully, maybe some cheesy, fun, low-budget weirdos, because sometimes low-budget films can just be a ton of cheesy fun. Sometimes they're just bad and that's all they are, but sometimes they're great, and one of them in specifically I'm going to talk about today, so let's just get into it. So I'm going to start with the Blu-rays in this stack. I got Bloodfest, which is a movie that I have heard of before. It's about like a horror film festival, but this movie plays in a ton of horror film cliches. I think it's a slasher. This is one that I'm excited to see. The next one is Apartment 143. This is one that I think I had put on my list on Tubi. I'm pretty sure this one's on Tubi. Either that or Hulu or something, but it's described as paranormal activity in just about every possible way, but with more action. So this is obviously one that has caught my interest in the past. I had heard of it before, now I can finally just watch it for free, so cool. Although Tubi is free, so also if you want to watch it, you probably can. I think that I saw it on Tubi, not 100% sure. The last Blu-ray I'm going to talk about today is called Bad Milo. It has a pretty decent cast. I mean, these are like B/C list actors, but still I know them. But it's about a guy that finds out that he has a demon living in his intestine, and I'm pretty sure that it's a dark comedy. I'm a sucker for dark comedies, so this is one that I'm also looking forward to watching. Up next, we have a copy of The Grudge. Now, this is one that I already owned, and so spoilers, this one will be part of the giveaway, but there are a couple other movies that are part of the giveaway as well, so stay tuned. Up next is Hide and Seek, which stars Robert De Niro and Dakota Fanning. This is one that I hadn't heard of before until I saw it on Depop pretty recently. I didn't get this on Depop, I got these all from the same person. His name is Angelo, and he's the one that sent me all those movies in my last collection update, so actually this is his Instagram, so shout out to Angelo. He's the reason why these collection videos have been so massive lately. So I'm very interested in this one because I'm a fan of Robert De Niro, I'm a fan of Dakota Fanning, and I hadn't heard of this movie up until recently. This also has some special features in it, which includes 4 alternate endings, so that's very cool. They also have director's commentary, deleted scenes, so love that. Up next we have VHS. Now this is a found footage film that I have been meaning to see. I am a fan of found footage, especially when it's done well. I've heard that this one is done supremely well. So now I can finally watch it. Up next is Rubber. So I actually talked about this a couple months ago on my channel. I think it was over summer. This was a while ago. Probably 5 or 6 months ago. I'll link that video down below because I did a brief spoiler-free review on this movie. One of the most pointless, stupid, strange movies I've ever seen. Like, I can't believe that this was made. The production value is actually really good. It's a very well-made movie. It's just so strange and so pointless. I'm pretty sure you can find it for free online. It's about a car tire that can blow people's heads up with its mind. Yeah, it's very weird. They have a quote from Bloody Disgusting. It says, funny, gory, and downright insane. That's how I would describe it as well. Up next is Paranormal Activity 2. This also includes the unrated and the theatrical edition, so that's pretty cool. This is the unrated director's cut. Next up is Final Destination 2, and this is one of my favorite entries in the franchise, which I am very excited to someday get to my Final Destination series. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. Here we have Phoenix Forgotten. This is a found footage film that I think is amazing. It's also highly underrated. It takes place in the desert. It has to do with aliens. It's horror. It's just a melding of a lot of things that I love. Up next is The Haunting of Molly Hartley, and you guys, I feel like there's a good amount of crossover between Sarah Hawkinson Shannon and myself. I feel like a lot of people that watch me also watch her. If you've never seen her horror channel, it's called Possessed by Horror, and she talks about this movie at any opportunity that she gets. She mentions every time that she promotes it, she's like, it's not a well-made film. It's cheesy, it's teen horror, and I love it. I like, you know, it's kind of one of those unexplainable things. But I posted to my Instagram story about this the other day that I was gonna watch it, and I tagged her in it. I was like, okay, it's time to see what this is all about. And then after I watched it, I was DMing with her, and she was like, I'm so glad you like it. And I was like, yeah, I know. It's so crazy. It's like a combination of every cheesy teen horror trope imaginable, and it's not well made. It's so much fun to watch though. And she was kind of geeking out that I loved it so much. And then I also said, yeah, it's basically like a time capsule of the time that we grew up, like in the early 2000s, because I don't think that most other generations would really understand the vibes of this movie. I think it's very much catered to our demographic, but if you have any type of appreciation for early 2000s cheesiness, for teen horror, this movie's incredible. And it's also starring some of my favorite actors, which I had no idea about. So Shannon Woodward, she stars in one of my favorite shows called Raising Hope. I highly recommend it. I've talked about it once before on my channel. And then I think that this girl's name is Annalyn McCord. She also stars in one of my favorite comedies called Fired Up. I've also only mentioned that movie once before on my channel, but it's this over-the-top, kind of misogynistic comedy about these two guys that go to cheerleading camp. But she stars in it, she's amazing. And it also stars Chase Crawford from Gossip Girl. I mean, incredible. The cast is fantastic. Gonna reiterate, not a well-made movie, not really a good movie, but it reminded me of my youth. Okay, now it's time to get into all the movies that I did not know. Well, actually, wait, hold on. This one, Clown Town, this is one that I believe Art with Horror has talked about on his channel before. I think I remembered him saying that it's just really stupid, like it's terrible. This group of friends get stuck in an abandoned town and then a bunch of clowns come after them and kill them. I think it's a slasher. Art said it was terrible, but I don't know. I mean, the cheesiness might be kind of fun. We'll see. Up next, this one was brand new and it was still in its plastic, but I actually tried to watch the first movie last night. It is a triple feature about Robert the Doll. So there's Robert, Curse of Robert, and then Robert and the Toy Maker. And this is obviously a ripoff of like the Child's Play franchise. I thought it was hilarious and I kind of couldn't wait to watch it because I have been watching Child's Play. So last night I popped it on and unfortunately it is a major letdown. I didn't know what to expect, but I wasn't expecting it to be quite as bad as it was. It literally looked like somebody filmed it on one of those little flip cameras, you know what I'm talking about? And then maybe edited it on iMovie and then just had it distributed. I truly have no idea why they would make 3 of these. I lasted maybe 5 minutes into the first one because it was just so terribly made. It was so god-awful that it truly does not make sense how bad it is. Anyways, next up, this one is called Elizabeth Harvest. This one looks disturbing. It's starring some actors that I really like, and it's also described as like a creepy gothic type of movie, and I'm into gothic movies, so I'm excited for this one. This one is called Eden Log, and on the back it's described think the Bourne identity set in an apocalyptic future with a dash of Predator thrown in for good measure. So sounds like a good kind of sci-fi creature feature movie I'm in. Up next is Troll Hunter. I can only really imagine what this is about. It kind of is giving me Bigfoot type vibes because if you look at the back here, it kind of looks like they're hunting Bigfoot or something. Big fan of creature features, we'll see. This one has me intrigued. It's called Luna, and look at that cover art. This is very interesting to me. Also very gothic. Looks like there's probably some really cool animation in this movie. So very interesting. Up next, this is a pack of a bunch of killer doll movies or just demonic toys. So we have Dangerous Worry Dolls, we have Demonic Toys 2, Doll Graveyard, and I hope at least one of these is good. I'm gonna have to watch all of these and give you guys some underrated evil doll movies or something like that. Up next, this is the first Boogeyman movie. If you were with me for my last collection video, I got Boogeyman 2, so now I have the first one and I can watch both of them. This one is called Dark Water, and it says that it has the same author as The Ring, which is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. The quote on the front says, even Hitchcock could not have done it better. So that's pretty ballsy. Is that John C. Reilly? Get out of here. Look at that man right there and tell me if that's John C. Reilly, please. I think that's John C. Reilly. That's nuts. Okay. Get out of here. This next one is one that I don't know how I haven't heard of it. I'm disappointed that I've never heard of this one. But it's called Pulse. It's the unrated edition. It stars Ian Somerhalder and Kristen Bell. I love both of those actors. I can't, how has this never come on my radar before? I don't know. Very excited to watch this as well. This next one is called Insomnia, and it stars Robin Williams. I feel like I must have heard of this one before. It also stars Hilary Swank and Al Pacino. I must have heard of this one before. This was a Stephen King book, right? I'm pretty sure I have this book, but it's super cool. It's one of those old DVD cases that came out, I think probably like early 2000s, because this is that old DVD vibe here. But I think I want to read the book before I watch this. Up next is Valentine. You have got to be kidding me. This stars David Boreanaz from Bones. Love. It also stars Denise Richards. Love. Remember that kid everyone ignored on Valentine's Day? He remembers you. This is gonna be a cheesy mess. I'm so happy about this. This movie is called Found. It doesn't star any big names, but it was a winner at a couple different horror festivals, so that's cool. This movie is called Monsters, another kind of sci-fi creature feature movie. I'm all in. This one is called Cold Skin. This looks like a good wintertime horror movie. It takes place in the Antarctic. It seems kind of psychological. I might be into that. This one is called Stage Fright. Looks like a kind of run-of-the-mill slasher. I'm not really sure. It says it's a cross between Glee and Sleepaway Camp. I'm down. This one really interests me, although I don't think it's gonna be good, but it sounds really interesting. It's called Cell Count. It's about this guy that admits his wife into an experimental treatment facility for her life-threatening disease. Then these people are unknowingly subjected to a cure that might be worse than the disease itself. Also looks kind of gory. I don't know if I'll be into that, but it sounds really interesting. Up next is The Neon Demon. Kind of looks like more of a sultry sort of... Wait, is that Keanu Reeves? Get out of here. That's Keanu Reeves. And Elle Fanning? Well, you have my attention. Again, yeah, I'm upset I haven't heard of this. I can't believe that. This one is called The Dwelling. This one looks kind of cheesy, just about a haunted house. This girl's trying to get in contact with her dead mom. Probably kind of basic, I don't know, we'll see. This one is called Honeymoon. It's described as a new classic in the tradition of Rosemary's Baby and Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Those are both good movies. I'll be interested to see if it actually lives up to that, but I'm guessing it's gonna be more of a psychological horror, which I'm very into. Up next, this one is called The Boy, and it's starring Rainn Wilson. You see that? Rainn Wilson. It stars Dwight. Takes place in '89. I think it's also more of a psychological thriller. We'll see. Wait, I think I've heard of this one before. This one is called Day of the Dead. I think this one is kind of well known. Is it? I don't know. It sounds so familiar. From the creators of Texas Chainsaw 3. Well, that was a movie that I didn't care for, so we'll see. Up next, I don't know how I haven't heard of this one. It is The Sacrament. It is by Eli Roth. To be honest, this one doesn't totally have my interest, but I feel like this is a movie that is kind of tugging at something in the back of my mind. But I feel like because it's Eli Roth, if it was good, I would have heard of it before, right? Anyways, ow. Ugh. This one is called Chrome Skull Laid to Rest 2. I guess this is a sequel. It's an unrated director's cut. Yeah, this is definitely a sequel. So I'd have to wait until I found the first one to see this one. This one is called The Signal. I think this is more of kind of an action horror movie. Oh, it takes place on New Year's Eve. That is not something you normally see in horror movies. That should be explored more. And finally, the last movie in today's collection is called Sea Beast. This is a really nice cover. It has texture. It's a textured cover. It's really nice. And as you can see, there's some really weird creatures on the back. Just looks like a pretty gory standard creature feature in the ocean. It's basically a shark movie just with these other creatures is what I would imagine this is. And I'm almost always a fan of those, so this is what I'm looking forward to. Okay, now it's time to let you guys know which movies I am giving away. Let me just resort this. So I already let you know that The Grudge is one of the movies I'll be giving away, and so there are 2 more. And the other 2 would be Paranormal Activity 2 and Final Destination 2. These are probably some of the best movies that I got in this haul, but they are movies that I already own, and so I thought what better way to celebrate Vlogmas than to give them away to you. So if you would like relatively brand new copies of The Grudge, Paranormal Activity 2, and Final Destination 2, just comment down below. That is literally all you have to do. It doesn't hurt to be subscribed either though. And I think I'm gonna announce the winner for this giveaway and the next 2 giveaways on Christmas Day, because that just kind of seems fitting, right? Unless you want to comment down below just to say hi, then just specify to me that you're not entering in the contest. That way I know not to put your name in and etc. You get it. But yeah, that's it. Super easy peasy giveaway. I hope you enjoyed this collection update. I hope you're ready for the other 2 in the coming days. There are some really great sustainable companies linked down below if you need some more Christmas gifts. All my social media is also linked down below, as well as my vlog channel. Check that out if you want more content from me. But most of my content for the rest of this month is going to be going on this channel. So if you're new, I hope you subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I catch you in the next one. Bye!